Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.
There you go, I hit the button. Hopefully we're about to go live. All jokes aside, I can't start the game, but I hope we're about to go live because the knife round just happened. That's a sign to come. Of course, folks, you're here with me for what has been another long night so far, but we are looking to wrap this one up here, of course, with the Asian minor close qualifiers, specifically for China. An interesting matchup given that Tyloo had some surprising announcements almost just 25 minutes ago. Obviously playing with the old roster immediately, but what I do know from reading the HLTV article is that one of their new additions is at least on the minor roster list. Not so sure about Danking though. I don't know necessarily if he's on the minor roster or not, but we do know, at least judging by the HLTV article, that Freeman has been confirmed on the roster, so I imagine we'll start to see him in future matches. With that said, it is Team Avengers. They've decided to skip out and save the world for a day and come back and play some CS versus Tyloo. And I'll show you the odds for this game, and I think that should sum up actually what's going to happen. I mean, we'll talk about the pistol first, actually, because it is taking place. Obviously, a couple of cheeky flashes out on towards B. Wind is going to try his best. It's actually a pretty good shot, but Vincent will respond almost immediately. A wraparound play through tunnels is going to catch them off guard, though. Miroro, I think is how you pronounce his name. I'm gonna make a mess of a few of these, I think, unfortunately, on the Avengers side of things, but I will try my best. Nonetheless, great positioning from tunnels does allow him to pick up one or two kills. Attacker, though, will flick back. Ooh, cheeky three. Oh, the flick is lovely. You can't go wrong with that. Tyloo almost down and out, but they will come back, and they do take themselves the pistol win. Now, I want to talk about the odds, because the odds are kind of interesting for this game. So, let's bring them up here. Right. There we go. Oh, the odds aren't showing. Well, it's not quite what we planned, but nonetheless, the odds are something like 11 to 1 for this match. So, it's pretty intense. Lots of, yeah, I think lots of people will put this on Tyloo pretty comfortably. But we'll have to see what's happened. If the other games are anything to go by from earlier today, there are a couple of teams that made it through. I think they're on a slightly different level from the likes of Tyloo and Vici. But you never know, maybe Avengers will snap some fingers of their own. A win here. It's the best of 3, of course, so maybe some potential. We'll have to see. So far, not so good already. A quick pick coming in. Tyloo just playing this one nice and safe, getting themselves up and towards short. A couple of high flashes going over as well. We are going to see them just try and push their way out on towards the A site. Kills just pretty much falling into the lap here as they will deal with the USPs. Looking like a fairly comfortable round, to be honest. Looks like Twitch chat is fairly excitable today. I did try to give you guys a little bit of a heads up of what was going on. I mean, it looks like there was just some server issues, so I know they required some sort of manual stuff to get going, hence the small delay. It's just these things happen sometimes. It's rather unfortunate, but gotta make the best of it. The guy with all the numbers, what a name. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna go with 340. Because it's kind of like the first 3 digits, but in all honesty, I don't know where to start on that. The other one's like fairly simple. Like I think we've got Guerrero. I think he's the first player for Avengers. We've got Window, Quinn, Miroro, but it's kind of a, I don't know if I can like say that while casting. That's going to be an interesting one, kind of mid. Miroro pulling off a 1v3. That's going to be a tough. The rolling R is kind of difficult, but I think that's how you're supposed to say it. 340 is just, we're going to go with 340, but it's just a bunch of numbers. A little bit of a tough one. Pronunciations are always good fun. Either way, Avengers did get themselves the first pick here, but unfortunately for them, not think that'll last for long, as we do see Summer on his own. Bented as well, putting in the work. That is just window where left. 2 on 3 here, both in CT, actually relocating in towards mid. No real opportunity for them. They can go up short if they want, but that means you really want, so I think you might even consider saving here. Yes, it's a 2 on 3, but you got no kit. You already spent a lot of time because you couldn't get the Xbox jump right, unfortunately. There's already a bit of delay here. Just not so sure you really want to be facing this, but... Well, they go ahead and do it. They walk into the headshot machine at Summer, and the result is as we expect. 3-0 in favour of Tyloo. Small delay, yeah, it was a small delay. These things are... Yeah, unfortunately, it's just out of our hands. It's something that we always work with. I know I can speak, I'm sure, on behalf of StarLadder in saying that we will apologise for the delays, but sometimes these things happen when online CS comes into play. Little quirks can happen, and you just got to learn to roll with the punches. I know it's not ideal for the viewers at home as well, but we got there in the end. We got a game live, and that's what counts. Nice little deagle shot to open things up. Actually, we'll take down somebody. Still, though, a lot of concern for me just around this CT side. I think that, you know, a pick or two is all well and good, but I need to see something a little bit more substantial from them early on in this game if I am going to have much faith in them really being able to perform here. Obviously, a bit more of an unknown roster. Didn't really find a huge amount about them. Just some rumblings that they're a bit of a mixed team. So, yeah, lots of question marks for me. And after the Vici matchup, definitely don't have too much. We'll have to see. I mean, they had some good setups there. The flash play on towards short wasn't half bad, but fortunately they're losing a lot of the duels. Only win a couple here and there. A good shot with a scout at least, but that repeatable. I mean, you've got History just ready and waiting. Mr. Caster, does EN in the title mean that this is an English stream? Yep, you're spot on. This is the kind of like, so StarLadder CS EN is the first major English stream, and then if you would go to EN2 or EN3, like just add a 3 to the end of the name, you'll see the other Asia minor streams. Or likewise for like the EU minor or the NA minor when they happen, for the close qualifiers, you'll see all of the different concurrent matches happening there. As what you'll notice is that with the minors, there tends to be a lot of games happening at the same time. I feel like the somebody meme is going to become swiftly overused by Twitch chat. I can't wait. I've already been trolled once in Twitch chat by it already. Just trying to help by dropping the roster. It was interesting because coming into this, after reading the HLTV article and hearing the news from the staff team regarding the change, it was a bit of a shock because you don't know who's going to play, honestly. It was really just a matter of waiting to see who connected in server, and one of the things that was apparent while we were waiting for the game to start was the 5th player for Tyloo didn't join until right at the last second. So will certainly be interesting to figure out sort of how the Tyloo lineup settles down. See 2 quick kills in mid now. Looks like we're going to see classic Tyloo crunch on towards Dust 2B here. Fairly good stuff. All the kills going their way. Quinn and 340. Unable to really do too much here. Just going to be looking to save now into round 6 as Tyloo start strong. 5-0. No-name gamer, this definitely isn't Avengers versus Tyloo. Slightly different team. Fluky, it's really yet to be confirmed. I think that lots of people have, so to be fair, fairly well-founded assumptions on what is going to happen, but there is no hard and fast confirmation on who is going to be departing the roster, if they will be moving to the subs bench. I'm sure you can read a couple of reports online and around that. course, the priority for Tyloo today. Get this one cleanly dealt with. Nice and easy, 2-0. It's all going their way so far. 3 simple frags. Going to be left with just Guerrero now, standing with the Deagle. He should be dealt with fairly easily. We'll put Tyloo at 6-0 here. Pretty clean run so far. Guerrero is going to put up a bit of a fight in fairness. Nice shot onto the attacker, but not really much more than that, unfortunately. Tell you what, it's a pretty spot-on decision, I think, to say that Kaze is quite nuts. I mean, his rating's like, what, 1.24 the new headshot to be reading? Plus, he's had some pretty mad performances in the past as well. Now, albeit not necessarily on the international stage, but at least recently, but curious though, let's see if Avengers have anything in the tank at all. Double up setup. Had a few rifles in play, only 2 orgs now remaining. He's basically fully taken. Plant attacker will be traded in mid, but it does just leave the 3-on-4 and an immediate save being made. Going to be 7-0 here. Tyloo, a dominant start on Dust 2. Now let's talk about the Veto a little bit for those of you folks who haven't hit refresh on HLTV just yet. Of course, we're on Dust 2, then we're on Mirage and Overpass. Now, if there was ever 2 maps that would be the easier ones for Tyloo just to shut down early on and get the game done with, it would be Dust 2 and Mirage. They are, I'd say, a little bit more sort of just looser style. You can really play them as a bit more of a pug. And I think for Avengers being a mixed team, as far as I'm aware, Tyloo as well, who are clearly going to be looking just to outclass their opponents. Just doing Mirage is a pretty nice pick for them, to be honest. No name game it. This is the qualifier for the Asia Minor, which obviously all plays a part in the overall major ecosystem. Of course, this qualifier unique to China. I don't have a graphic, unfortunately, for the bracket, but I can give yourself like a rough idea of what's going on. Basically, we've got 16 teams right now in the Chinese qualifier. Teams like Vici are involved. You've got Ehome, 13, 5 Power, another well-known team you probably might recognise if you've seen a bit of CS from the region before. Now, basically, all of these 16 teams will compete, and if it's anything like the... Yeah, so it is exactly like it. So basically, the top 2 teams from this qualifier, from the Asia Minor China Close qualifier, will gain themselves spots in the Asia Minor. So it's a fairly critical qualifier, in all honesty, and there are some pretty talented teams in it. Now, obviously, we had 8 invites and 8 open qualifier teams, and what you're seeing in these first rounds, like, this game, for example, is an invited team versus a qualifying team. So obviously Tyloo, clearly the invited team. And then Team Avengers, they qualified through Qualifier 2. The second open qualifier. That's actually looking like a fairly meaty round. Attacker pulling onto the window now. They have the sight at least, but pretty clear numbers advantage here for Avengers. No utility as well on this T-side bar, the singular smoke, which they could use on attacker if they want to actually, so potentially a slight saving grace, but nonetheless, Avengers will let them get the plant down, which is kind of an issue itself. Window trying to peek out, see what he can land with a deagle, but nothing seems to connect. Guerrero will finish off with the scout, but Attacker is just going to clean things up. Puts us in a 2-on-2 now as he finds the head of Guerrero. Window to full, Guerrero to hit the deck, and Tyloo go from a 3-on-5, 2-on-5 to winning out the round once more. 9-0. Game moving very, very quickly here. For you, Sunflower, your Asian dream team is Bentet, Somebody, Kaze, Zeta, and Laz. That's actually that'd be a pretty sick team, to be honest. Don't know if I totally am behind the last pick, but I'll have to see. Loving the appreciation for the meaty there. Henrapon Care. I feel like I butchered your name, but we had a crack at that anyway. I feel like Tyloo are just pushing everything right now. They've taken a long control, and now they're going B as well. Oh, they're going to get given a free pick on long. That's just makes things even better for them. And now they're going to concurrently take A and B at the same time, which I think really might sum up this game, to be honest. Honestly, it's you know, a respectful way, but I do think it's fair to say, respectfully, that Tyloo are just in a different tier of competition. 10-0 so far. Real money in play for Avengers either. It's going to be likely Pistol Kev. Tyloo looking for their 11th, and it could be fairly cut and dry game for them. Couple of picks going to come through. We'll equalize things 3-on-3. So thinking to myself, who would I pick in a super team, an Asian super team over Laz? That's a great question. See how this 2v2 unfolds first, and we'll revisit that. Looks like it actually is really dealt with fairly quickly as X-Ray's picked up an AWP, and he's looking down through mid, gets himself the kill. Obviously then goes for the immediate plant, re-peeks into Guerrero, who swings out wide, and in turn, it's going to be taken down by Attacker. Now, going back to the whole super team question, so who was the exact roster again? Don't get me wrong, Laz is good, but I'd like to try out some like slightly different talents. Like, I think Bottle's pretty good on 5 power. I don't know how he would stack up against international competition, but it'd be interesting to see sort of him play a little bit more. I think there are a few different sort of players from various different Chinese teams actually that I'd like to see play in an international environment. I definitely agree on the core 4 though, like Bentet, Kaze, Freeman. See the plant over on A. Potentially deny, but fortunately it's going to be just the 1 kill. It's all running fairly cleanly so far. Tyloo. I'm trying to recall the Japanese team. Someone mentioned one of the teams. I'm trying to... I think it's... I can't remember the name of it exactly. I remember their logo, but not the name. See if I can find it. It's not Absolute, it's a different team. That does remind me though, Splashka on boot is also pretty talented. Just putting that out there. That's a secret pick potentially. Also, if we're able to like open up our wider options here to not necessarily like just China, you've also got people like Malaysian talents, for example, or Mongolian talents even, like Machine Gun. Guys that are on the mechanical side of play, but would be good to see him sort of compete more. Haven't really heard from the locals recently though, which is kind of unfortunate, but... Ah, Ignis is the one. Sunflower, you're on the ball there. Yep, Scars says it. Scars is one as well. Is Scars still around? Big fan of 340, 95, 77, 356. Yep. This is kind of a rather unfortunate game for them, really. They haven't really been able to get going. They've had a couple of nice kills in their defense, but overall they sort of have just been... There have been kind of a few rounds where Tyloo have just taken A and B at the same time, so there isn't a huge amount really to look for in Avengers, I think. See, I see Blair's in here, so I think he's a great person to ask about sort of an Asian super team. Blair, if you could literally take the 5 best talents in the region and put them on a team of your choice, hit us with your 5-man lineup. For those of you who don't know, Blair is like the all-star expert of Asian Counter-Strike, so definitely, well, you can hit him with some questions. No promises he'll answer them, of course. I don't know if he's sticking around a chat or not, but... $13-0 though so far. Looks like we are going to see Tyloo try and push their way up through short again. Avengers are in a pretty good position to defend against this, but whether they can actually land the shots is a completely different question. Actually, looking at the pings, not too pretty for some players. That Seguera will take down somebody, but makes great with the trade once more. Molly on the site going to cause problems as well as the flash leaves one completely blind. Bit of a whiff from Aurora makes things get a little awkward, but then our main man, 340, going to put him for a double kill. Leaves Excret in a 1v2. Molly on towards short, should be able to plant the bomb here nice and safely. Little does he know, though, both players have opted to go towards long, which seems to be his exact choice. We're actually going to see a round here for Team Avengers. All comes down to a double kill from 340. I'm going to call on 340 because we can't be going for those digits. But, yeah, that's a pretty huge double kill, actually. Picks up their first round of the game. The 16-0 denied. Okay, so Blair's super team would be Bentet, X-Great, Dobu, Freeman, somebody. Okay, so you're the first person to mention Dobu, actually. That's interesting. I don't think anyone in chat at all mentioned Dobu. That's another surprise pick for Captain Mo, actually. Also not seen him mentioned. Well, somewhat curious now to see if Avengers will actually be able to string together a second round here. The 16-0 dream has been denied. The only question that remains is, will it be 13-2 here? Again, 340 going to open things up. Be traded by Benset, but not long before Quinn could find one. Sorry, what was that, somebody? Just flicks into the CT smoke with a one-tap? That's a little bit, yeah. Fair enough. See what he does here in the 1-on-2. Has to go get the bomb, of course. The upside is he's got the 1v1 right now. Windows over in tunnels, just chilling. And he's got the bomb because they've decided not to defend that, so... You're just going to take the... Oh, he is. I think he's seen both players, though, so at this point it should be just a... Either hold W and run CT, or take the duel. Oh, I love it. They're giving him the 1v1s. Not what you want to be doing against a player like somebody right now, just looking to time it. Like we're all out on HP, though. Gets the first shot down with somebody 4 HP. Look, an easy kill for him to pick up, and there you go, 13-2. So, 2 last-minute rounds, mostly thanks to 340, who actually probably is the MVP right now of his team. 14-11, and some crucial kills in those last 2 rounds they won. I just really don't know what that somebody shot was, though. He just flicked into CT randomly. He got a one-tap, like... You can tell it's a moment, though, because you just look at Twitch dashboard and you see 23 clips made in the last 10 seconds. Accurately sums up the situation there, I feel like. Yeah, literally, it's just jumped by another 28, so... Not too shocked with that, though. That was definitely a bit of a... Yeah, I think Blair sums it up. Somebody going full somebody. Imagine Captain Mo with Moe and Mo in Team Mo. That is quite the team. Either way, Avengers looking to hang on in now. We're at a 4v2 already. Benzak tapping down window makes life a little more difficult. 340 will get the long range Glock kill. That's likely to be all as Benta is waiting. PSP out. And there you have it. Tyloo 14-2 now. Looking to start strong in the minor, that's for sure. So as I said, 16 teams, 8 of which came from the open qualifiers. Imagine 340 getting good enough to join an international team. The hassle casters are going to have. To be fair, like 340 is not too bad. It's just like the long numbers after that fact. Like there have been worse names to try and pronounce. It can be really difficult sometimes. Sometimes the numbers mean something, but usually that's like 3 or 4 digits, I believe. I'm going to assume that the 10-digit number doesn't actually mean anything. Maybe it's a Steam ID. Could be anything. Either way, I'm going to see the push come into the B site now. Some are going to start nice. Quick kill, makes it for 2. We do see a trade come through here and there, but it really all does come down to Quinn, who's so far out of the action. He's all on his own in mid. His whole team's died, and he's just there bopping around in swarm with a scout. We'll get a tag, but that'll be all. Tyloo bagging themselves their first map point in this best of 3. Nice shot from Quinn, actually. Just spamming through the door. Catches Sammy by surprise. More damage done as well by Guerrero Scout. They're picking up a fair few kills here. Tyloo need to be a little careful. It looks like somebody's just going to go full knife out. Should be able to get that frag. Numbers a little bit more achievable for them now. Just need a 3-on-2. Shot volleyed off at this point. You just want to wait for somebody to get in a position. He's going to join his teammate on short, actually. Is there a gun for him there? I believe there will be. If not, there's one in mid, so... Go and grab that. 6 with the UMP. Volley towards sight. Nade as well. Double nade, in fact. Actually does absolutely nothing. Still. Push comes through. Benzet with taking down 340. Swatting out both players now. Getting the early 2 frags. Needs to just find Quinn. Whips out the Glock to try and finish it off, but his teammates got him covered. Just straight on the defuse with the kit, of course. And that'll be that. Tyloo, 16-2 in map number 1. Map number 2 is where we're heading next. It's going to be Mirage. In all honesty, it may well have the exact same outcome as we've just seen. It's yeah, an unfortunate matchup, I think it's safe to say, in the closed qualifier. Obviously wishing Avengers all the best of luck going into the second map here, but I think they're really going to need it because it's just a lot more experience and, well, I hate to use the word talent, but I think there is just a lot more tried and tested talent, at least on this Tyloo lineup. With that said, let's see how they perform in map 2 Mirage. Folks, we're back with you just after a very, very short break.
Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.